Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. This is my 2024 Output Players Championship Finals first round predictions. So this will be a quick one. You already know the draw already. That is, they are the first round games, and let's get straight into my predictions and my explanation for the predictions. Starting off then with Chris Story versus Neve National. Going for Chris Story to win 6-4 against Neve National. Neve National's been struggling with recovering from injury and has been struggling with arthritis at the moment as Neve National. So I have favoured Chris Dorby. Do favour Chris Dorby in this one, 6-4. Way more confidence now at Sonnefeld. Again, I think that'll be a close game. I think they're both on the equal playing level in terms of form. Both of them are quite solid players as well, so it'd be a solid game. A bit of a tune-up game. And I don't think Wilmore Connor shuts at Eds Neil Sonnefeld out 6-4. Mighty Decker versus Richard Feenstra. I don't think Mighty Decker to win 6-3, but Richard Feenstra is quite a dangerous first round game for Mighty Decker, and you don't know what you're going to get from Richard Feenstra either. But I think Mighty Decker will just about have enough against Richard Feenstra 6-3. Mike Van Duren against Ian White. I think no matter how out of form Mike Van Duren is, I think Van Duren should easily beat Ian White, in my opinion. And I don't know what's done wrong with Ian White. Like, Ian White used to be one of the best floor players, didn't he, over the years? And just never showed it on TV. That's the perfect description of Ian White. So I don't think Van Duren to win 6-1 against Ian White. UK against Rob Cross will be a very close game. But I don't think Rob Cross. Rob Cross seems to up his game, doesn't he? When he's against top players. When he's against top players like Humphreys, Rob Cross, he turns up with his air game. And I think Rob Cross gets the win. And like I said in my time predictions, if UK gets a tough first round game, he gets knocked out. Simple as that. Because I think it is tough for to play these top players in the first round. So I don't think Rob Cross wins 6-4. And Rob Cross loves it in Minehead as well, doesn't he? Richie Edhouse, Newt Woodhouse. Two players in good form. Richie Edhouse, for me, will win 6-3. I think he's just slightly the better player. But not that much between them. But Edhouse has got the storm power, in my opinion, unlike Woodhouse. So I don't think 6-3 win for Richie Edhouse. Danny Nopper against James Howell. Danny Nopper, inconsistent, isn't he? Inconsistent Danny Nopper, but I think his experience and solidness should be too much for James Howell, in my opinion. So I don't think 6-2 to Danny Nopper. James Wade and Stephen Burton. Stephen Burton definitely one for the future in the upcoming years, but obviously, I don't think James Wade to win this whole tournament. In my tournament predictions. Now, I think James Wade will win 6-2 against Stephen Burton. Up next, Wayne Searle against Jeffrey de Graaf. Jeffrey de Graaf played well, didn't he, at the World Darts Championship, didn't he? The most recent World Darts Championship. And he played well at the World Cup of Darts as well. But he hasn't really ticked on after that, has he, Jeffrey de Graaf? Well, Wayne Searle then inconsistent, but he's a Minehead favourite, isn't he? Wayne Searle, a fan's favourite, Minehead. So I don't for Wayne Searle to edge Jeffrey de Graaf out 6-3. Darren Price against Thibaut Tricol, again, one for the future, especially next year and upcoming years. He's going to be a quality player. We've already seen it at the WDF World Championships and the World Cup of Darts as well. And Darren Price, it could be a dangerous game for Darren Price because he's not in good form, is he? And his head just not in it, is he? Unfortunately, his head's not in it. He hasn't qualified for the Grand Slam of Darts either. And but I have done for Price just to still win this game against Thibaut Tricol. But I don't think it'll be Finch's Darren Price at all. I don't think it's 6-3 win for Darren Price. Wrestle 9 versus Tim Hypress. Tim Hypress been out of form for me. definitely been outformed since the World Cup of darts. Wessel Nyman definitely been better formed than Tim Highcliffe. Wessel Nyman, again, one of these dust players not out for, especially in this upcoming year as well. And I done for Wessel Nyman to win this 4 against Tim Highcliffe. That's still going to be a close game though, because it's still Tim Highcliffe at the end of the day. And I just think it will still be a tight game. Another tight game for me is Tryon Van Veen versus Stock Williams. I don't want Tryon Van Veen to win 6-4 than Stock Williams, but then Stock Williams is so unpredictable, isn't he, to predict. Obviously, he reached the World Darts down to semi-finals, didn't he? Did Stock Williams. But obviously he got whitewashed, didn't he? He did that whitewash in the semi-finals by... Who was it then? Was it Hugh Humphreys? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? By Hugh Humphreys, and it just hasn't hit on after that, Stock Williams. We know he's not the dame. Stock Williams, so he can be unpredictable, but I don't think Tryon Van Veen, who's just in better form at the moment, to win this 6-4. Dave Cisno against Stuart Cullen. I don't want Stuart Cullen to win 6-3 against Dave Cisno. People will be shocked by that because of Dave Cisno, like I said, being in the top 8 of the PDC Order of Merit. But Dave Cisno does not turn up in TV tournaments. It's all done doing it off TV, Dave Cisno, but it just doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it in terms of on the TV stage. And I mean like the major tournaments, I don't mean like hooping tour events. And Stuart Cullen, he's been out of form as well. So then it can go either way that game. I will admit that. It can go either way, but I think Stuart Cullen will win this game 6-3 over Dave Cisno. Andrew Dildon versus Tim Doris, very good game. Very good game, people. It really is a good game. Andrew Dildon, obviously a major winner with the UK Open. And a good solid player, Andrew Dildon, Tim Doris, and also another solid player as well. It'll be a solid game between the two players, and I think it'll be a last set decider between the two of them. I really do think that. I think it'll be a good standard as well. But I don't for Tim Doris to win that last set decider. Then Andrew Dildon 6-5. Ross Smith against Dimitri Van Berg, another last set decider for me. Dimitri Van Berg, whether you like him or not, he has the composer, doesn't he? He does have the composer. Even though we don't like his composer the way he does it, at least he is composed on the stage, Dimitri Van Berg. But again, very inconsistent, isn't he, with his form. Ross Smith, again, another inconsistent player. Hasn't ticked on since the World Match Play of Darts. After that time, won the World Match Play. So it's a hard game. Ross Smith nice to divot as well. Dimitri Van Berg with his antics, where he takes his time. So you just wonder if Ross Smith is not going to like that either. And Ross Smith does like to divot as well. So it could be a lively game. So I've just edged it towards Ross Smith to win that last set decider 6-5 against Dimitri Van Berg. Wesley Prizer, again, one of these dust players not out for an upcoming year, coming through. Up against Mensa Sulfitz. Mensa Sulfitz on the print of using his tour card. But again, it's still Mensa Sulfitz, isn't it? Mensa Sulfitz is still a hard player to beat. Still a very hard player to beat, Mensa Sulfitz. But I do fancy Wesley Prizer, who is in better form than Mensa. And I don't think Wesley Prizer to win 6-4 against Mensa Sulfitz. Stephen Bunton against Mario van Bordard. Not seen much of Mario, have we, since he made that jump up from WDF to the World Darts Championship, also said the BDO to the World Darts to the PDC. And I think Stephen Bunton, despite Stephen Bunton is inconsistent at the moment, I think Bunton will have too much for Super Mario van Bordard and will have a 6-2 win for Stephen Bunton. Martin Newman against Connor Stott, another good game. I think this will be another good game, and I think this will be another last set decider. Connor Stott played well, been playing some good darts, especially when in the qualifiers for the Grand Slam darts. Martin Newman, obviously not in the same form as Tony Stott, but Martin Newman will be looking at the Grand Slam darts and this tournament as good opportunities to make a good one at both tournaments, in my opinion. And I've just edged towards Martin Newman in this one. Done for Martin Newman to win 6-5 against Tony Stott in the last year decider. Up next, then Dow Gurney against Peter White. For me, I just think I've said it in previous times. I think Peter White, he just looks done, unfortunately, doesn't he? And he's looked finished for the last 2 years, hasn't he, Peter White? I don't think Peter White should have done in the Premier League this year. I don't think he should have done in the Premier League this year, Peter White, because I think he got in it because he's a 12 favourite, he's a character, he's a showman. But in terms of form, he shouldn't have done in the Premier League this year, Peter White. He's been out of form for the last 2 years. I've been struggling for the last 2 years. And Darren Price's head is not in it. And Peter White, I could see Peter White probably leaving darts as well at the end of the year, in my opinion. I could probably see it. But he may not leave it because it's still money at the end of the day. The money is still a lot of money off the clubs. And Dow Gurney, former winner of this tournament, of course. And yeah, Dow Gurney, I don't think Dow Gurney, he's been inconsistent with his form as well, but I think Dow Gurney, I think he does a job on Peter White, on a struggling Peter White 6-1. I think Peter White is just playing these tournaments to say, this is day over and done with. It's that sort of mentality for me. Michael Smith against Dom Taylor. Dom Taylor qualified for this tournament, of course. Michael Smith, inconsistent with his form, Michael Smith, but I think Michael Smith should be too much for Dom Taylor, even with his inconsistency. Michael Smith, I don't for Michael Smith to win 6-1 against Dom Taylor. Up next, then, Josh Watt versus Ricky Evans. This is going to be a rapid game, isn't it? Going to be rapid game. Ricky Evans, a rapid, one of the quickest throwers in darts. Does not composer, Ricky Evans. Josh Watt, a quick thrower himself as well, so it'll be a quick game, a quick standard game. But I've done for the man in form. I've done for the man in better form, and that is Josh Watt to win 6-2 against Ricky Evans. Alan Suter against Samuel Tamina. Alan Suter, we haven't seen him a lot this year, have we? And everyone predicted big things for Alan Suter years ago. The last year or so. Everyone predicted big things for him. He's dropped out the top 32. He was inside, I'm pretty sure he was inside the top 32. But he's dropped outside of it now. That's because of his form. And Alan Suter is playing Jermaine Wattimena, a man who is in form, who can dance some to finalists. Jermaine Wattimena is probably playing the best dance he's ever played in his career. So I'm done off for Jermaine Wattimena to win this game 6-3 against Alan Suter. But you just don't know, do you? It might actually suit the out of form players this tournament. You just never know. But up next, Johnny Caton against Ron Hempel. Again, I think it's both players who are inconsistent. Ron Hempel is probably more out of form than Johnny Caton. Johnny Caton's slowly getting back to form in some of the games he has played. But I do fancy Caton though to win this game. I'm going to go for Johnny Caton to win this game 6-3 against Ron Hempel. Dirk van Dijkborder against Callum Woods. This is a complete contrast in forms. Dirk van Dijkborder now playing the best darts. Now playing the darts that we know he should be playing. Fully recovered from that injury. And he's playing some good darts then, Dirk van Dijkborder. And he is in form, is Dirk. Callum Woods, as for Callum Woods, he's on the other side of the scale. So out of form, Callum Woods, and he's struggling as well for form. So I've done for an easy Dirk win in this one. Done for an easy Dirk win 6-1 against Callum Woods. Damon Hector against Mervyn Tin. Mervyn Tin, he's been around darts for years, hasn't he? Decades. And good to see Mervyn Tin still qualifying for a tournament, isn't he? He's still qualified for a tournament. but that's where he's at now. He's now struggling to qualify for the big PDC made tournaments, and he's just dropping down the PDC order of merit. And a bit like Mensa he could be on the point of using his chartard as well. Who would have thought that all them years ago? It's just mad, isn't it? It's just mad how these players can just drop out just like that. But yeah, not seen much of Merv this year, have we? Not seen much of him. I've gone for Dame Herter to win this game 6-2 against Mervyn 10. Christopher Tatsy against Madis Wasmer. Madis Wasmer, he's not ticked on from last year either. Last year, I thought he was better last year, Madis Wasmer. This year, for me, it's not been at it for me. Madis Wasmer, we were all thinking, yeah, he's going to break into top 32. But he hasn't done it. Christopher Tatsy, though, he's been inconsistent and out of form as well. So then maybe I've been a bit harsh on that storyline, but I've gone for Christopher Tatsy with his experience of this tournament and a solid operator to win 6-2 against Madis Wasmer. Wayne van Barneveld against Chris Yanman, that's quite a gimmick draw for Wayne van Barneveld. Well, then, though, it won't be easy for Barney because I have said it in the past. I just think Wayne van Barneveld, he can't compete with these top players now. He can't compete with this depth of players now, Wayne van Barneveld. And Barneveld, he's just in it for the money now. He don't care about being the top 32, etc., etc. Wayne van Barneveld came back because he was bored. He was bored and he came for the money as well. And I don't think Barney is at the standard where he can go very far in tournaments. Simple as that. But I think he does beat Chris Yanman 6-3, in my opinion. And the final set of games then, Hugh Humphreys and Devil Clemens. I think Hugh Humphreys, especially in this format, this short format, it'd be far too much for Devil Clemens, in my opinion. Better player than Clemens at the moment. Clemens is not on that form. Not on form at the moment, and I'm going to offer a 6-1 win for Hugh Humphreys since Devil Clemens. Darry Hansen against Wayne Merkel. I think this will be a straightforward win for Darry. We've not seen much of Wayne Merkel either, have we? That much. But I've gone for Darry Hansen to win 6-1 against Wayne Merkel. Brendan Doran against Martin Senior. I think Martin Senior does a job on Brendan Doran. Brendan Doran, not in good form either. Not in good form. But again, Brendan Doran is one of them players. If he would have got Luke Humphreys or Darry Anderson, I'd actually fancy Brendan Doran because Brendan Doran just seems to have a curse on these top players where he seems to end up beating them. It's that sort of player. But when it's this game, then it's Martin Senior, which is still a winnable game for Brendan Doran, he gets beat. And Martin Senior for me is in better form than Brendan Doran, so I'm off a 6-2 win for Martin Senior. Cameron Menzies versus Jim Williams. Cameron Menzies is the better player in better form, but Jim Williams, I still can't count him out because he can still be a top player, Jim Williams. I don't know what it is with him. I don't know what it is, where he just only seems to do well in one tournament, ATA, the World Darts Championship, because he's been a former BDO World Champion, or WDF World Champion, whichever way you want to call it. Former Side Champion, Jim Williams, so he has been a former BDO World Champion, so I think he suits more of a set format, doesn't he, Jim Williams, than the Yed format. So I don't for Cameron Menzies to win 6-4 against Jim Williams. Cameron Menzies playing the best darts of his life. And finally, Wayne Joyce against Carl Setia. This will be a bit of a solid game, won't it? A 2-0 game between the two of them. Two solid players. Carl Setia, he's the one not in form, while Wayne Joyce is in better form than Carl Setia. But I've gone for Wayne Joyce, the man in form, to beat Carl Setia 6-3. So they are my So they are my PA Championship Finals first round predictions. Feel free to leave your first round predictions down below in the comments. Take care. Stay safe.